There we go. So, who wishes to recap us on last week?
We had a nice jolly in the woods. We found a nice magic wand, and that was about it.
No, where did you find a magic wand? I don't remember you finding a magic wand. Nor did you go in the woods. You were in a meadow for a start.
I very much don't remember last week then.
Does someone with a clue want to tell us what happened last week?
Story time.
We took the ones from the enemies.
Didn't take a... No, there was no wands taken.
Stuff?
There you go.
They're all meant for wood. One's just a bit bigger than the other.
It is true. It is true. But yeah, you encountered some resistance in the defense of some carpenters. It was the pressing from Ranger and encountering two undead that caused, or at least possibly caused, a repercussionary attack. You pushed them back. At a point during the combat, one of them said in a modified deep speech, which was very hard to understand, but given Ranger's ability to understand deep speech, was able to piece together as a "we're done here, let's go." And you guys didn't allow their retreat to be had. You followed, you slew, and none were left. Following this, you went back to town. You were congratulated. You were dealt with. You did activities upon returning to the town. And you had plans to go to Ossalanta, given that Alessandro has a package in which needs delivering to a friend of his in a tavern over there, which you guys agreed to do.
When was this?
Yeah, I've got to say, I thought we got into the town and then you went, where are we all going to?
No.
We didn't have this conversation.
We didn't get that far.
Oh, did we? Oh, I think I may have discussed what we said after the session then. Not what was actually done in the session.
I was going to say, I don't remember this conversation with
You don't remember a lot, Blake. It's fine.
I guess I was going to speak with Bernadette to have a conversation and things.
Yes. It's right, I'm mixing my timelines up a bit because I'm remembering when you was running into the town fucking looking for Bernadette, but that happened and is gone. Yeah. So, who wants to start us off? Now we have, for the best part, recapped and understood what we're doing.
What time did we get back at?
You guys kind of sprang it upon the carpenters because they were like, "Oh yeah, we're just preparing," and this was early in the morning. And you guys were like, well, "Let's go now," and it was like, "Okay, fine, sure." You guys left at about 8 o'clock. Got there, fought. By probably about 11, half 11, guards were called under the behest of Bargand and Ranger, I think? Or was it just Ranger?
Just Ranger.
In which Johan ran back to the town to collect, because you were uncomfortable with the amount of undead you were facing. They arrived. The rest of the building was finished, and you guys all returned by probably midday? Maybe about 12:30?
That was a very eventful morning.
It was.
Oh yeah.
The skies are clear. The rain that happened over the past few days has stopped, and there's a lot of humidity and moisture in the air, as a lot of it's now evaporating and leaving the atmosphere as some warmer weather is creeping in.
I guess I'm going to run off to go find Bernadette.
Okay. Easy enough to find.
Didn't I grasp
You did.
Ranger up to the guards?
And you
And then
were
I'm gonna go and
you were asked to go
harass
and make
her.
a statement Because essentially, you were asked if you were okay with making a statement once you got back into town, and it would be looked into. At the actual place, it was a case of let's get this done first and get back to where it is safe, and we will deal with it there. So, we'll get to that in a second. Bernadette's by no means hard to find. She's usually in one of three places, one being her homestead cum shop, one is the tavern, or the third is scoping out the church and being a general anti-god person and just trying to point out the failings to the people who still believe.
I was thinking like buried painting on the walls. God is dead.
Oh, she's not quite that to the extreme of vandalism, but she will literally stand outside the doors of the church and try and catch and collar anyone who tries to enter and convince them that the gods are worthless and useless, it's pointless. Work for yourself, sort of thing.
Yay.
But you...
I'd go for help first.
Yeah, all that is where the first instinct it takes you, and you are correct. Bernadette is currently at home, she has the door wide open, and she's placed a couple of herbal remedies and different concoctions out onto the tables, and is just currently waiting for custom, which the markets are extremely barren given the precedence of the country at the minute. But she sits there waiting. She sees you approach and goes, "Ah, hello dear."
I greet her by waving the arm that has the 2 rotten bolts stuck in it.
It seems you had an eventful morning. Are you alright?
Sort of. I may need a bit of help cleaning myself up.
Yes, I can see that. There's a pail of water in the back if you wish to wash that, and I'll come and help you get the bolts out. What?
Okay.
What did it?
The bolts were for some undead that had crossbows. The bit up my chest that was on fire because it shot fires from me. I go to reach for the staff and go. I did have one of those staffs.
Right. Interesting.
And then, like, sort of gesture into my back. I then sort of stop and go. One of them just struck me at the back of my legs.
Right. Well, let's certainly go and get you cleaned up. She takes you inside and gently pulls the bolts out, but as she does it to prevent bleeding from the open wound, she grabs the bolt with the right hand and slowly pulls down with the left thumb, pushes a concoction of herbs that you are unfamiliar with, and pushes it into the wound and kind of plugs it. It stings like a bitch, but does help. It's like, when you put alcohol on a wound and it stings and it really hurts, but it's good for you, so you kind of grit your teeth.
Yeah.
Does the same with the other wounds, puts this same mixture in the wounds and actually fills them and smooths it out level with the top of your skin. You get healed. 4 points of health back. Not great. Given the nature and some of the wounds, it's the herbs she's using while work, not to the extent you would hope, as you can see from shit rolls. As this is happening, Bargand, you are led, and if anyone else wishes to do anything, please speak up. Bargand, you are led to a hut that is made of more of stone than wood, whereas a lot of these buildings are wood. It's probably about 30 by 30 foot, give or take. You're led inside, and there's some tables and there are some chairs. You're led in by the captain of the guard, who basically says, "Right, do you wish to speak privately, or are you okay speaking with me here?"
No, I'm okay speaking to you here.
Right.
Long as you arrest that crazy girl.
Well, about that, if you could be more specific in your claims.
Well, she came along with us on the way back.
I will point
Should
out
you
that
bow and
as
arrow on
he
me?
does this, he grabs a parchment and does take some notes of highlights of what you're saying. Come on, carry on.
Pulled a bow and arrow on me. Consistently threatened me. Just think there's something wrong with her.
Right. So, according to your claims, she threatened you with a bow and put yourself in harm.
Why, that's generally what you're in when someone's got a bow aimed at your face.
I was referring to the other portions of your tale.
Oh, what? By gossiping about town?
Yes, I believe that's what you said, was it not?
Well, yeah, she'd be doing that too. I'm sure that Alejandro will have come and spoke to you at some point.
He has
Was it
not.
Alejandro she went?
Alessandro.
I'm sure it was Alessandro.
Yeah, Alessandro is the tavern keep. Bernadette is the one who's been looking after her. She's like the herbalist.
Just think she's a bit unhinged.
Right. Well, I can say for now that Alessandro has not spoke of any word of issues with this girl, nor has Bernadette, but what I plan to do is once I've dealt with my other duties that are more pressing today, if that's okay, I will go and speak with both of them, see if anything corroborates what you say, and deal with things accordingly. Unfortunately, things can't go as quick as you would like, but we will do what we can to keep order in the towns.
I'm just letting you know that you've got someone in town that does that sort of thing. I think it's unethical, but you know.
And I
You run
and the
right.
other guards appreciate your concerns, and we will look into it and make sure that if she is to be exactly as you say, she is dealt with accordingly. Is there anything else you would like to add to your information you have passed to me about this ranger?
Not right yet, but I'll update you if we have any further incidents.
Excellent. If I am not here, please feel free to leave word to anyone who is present, and it will make sure to be reached to myself.
Okay.
And if that is all, I am going to put this parchment away, and I will deal with this. And as he rolls it up and puts it on a side, like on one of the pouches on his side, you know I will be in around town, so please, if you do not require me as of right now, you are free to attend and do your words.
I'm already halfway. I say at the door, like, bye.
And he kind of just gives you a nod as he's kind of putting the scroll into the pouch and just putting the flap back over and tightening it. As we go back to Ranger, it takes a few minutes to go about healing the wounds, or at least preparing them to be healed. Is there anything you're doing after this?
Like during it, I'll just like update Bernadette about how I was wrong about the creatures calling his name. It's obviously in some form of upset or anger more than friendship by the way that he handled them further on.
Right, I can see what you mean, dear. He seems interesting, to say the least. He knows his way
Yeah.
around some herbs and such, so it's a good thing that he's not all bad.
Yeah.
So, I've patched all your wounds with the different remedies I have available to me. It will take a few days, so please don't pick at them. Leave it in.
As she's saying this, it's sort of like she's picking at the first one she did and just like stops as she says that.
Yeah. Right, so, what are your plans then? I'm sure you had your fun travelling with them, at least helping them around town, but those types of people don't stay around for too long. I hope you're not too attached, unless you have other plans yourself.
Well, I need to go update Alexandra and...
Alessandro, dear.
Sorry, Alexander.
Alessandro.
Alexandro.
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Alejandro. Alejandro.
She just kind of pulls that face of just like, yeah, whatever, fine, yeah, it's Alejandro. She pulls that face, and it's just like, for fuck's sake. Yes.
I think I may go with them to learn
Okay.
from Bargain to keep track of him for you. I don't know what insight she is, but this is like slightly of like she's finding an excuse to leave.
Yeah, she's a fairly wizened woman. She's been around for a few decades. Well, dear, he's certainly an interesting fellow, and it would be amazing if you could keep a track on him for me. I think his skills in that of herbology and alchemy would be great interest to me. So, if you wish to go with and do this job for me, I would be muchly appreciated.
Will do. I would like to ask though, would I be able to? Do you have any things of poisonous nature? I've been using Fang's venom to harm enemies. Have you got anything that's maybe a bit more potent?
Let's roll a dice. Let's see how her stock is doing. Unfortunately, dear, your pet here seems to have some of the stronger stuff compared to what I have. I do have some poisons and things, but nothing as potent. I think you would be better off using your stock that you have.
Okay, I was just wondering because these things seem to be getting stronger.
No, that's fine, dear, but a lot of the things we have here are more for the augmentation and healing of yourself rather than the harming.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like me to get while I'm out? Like, is there anything you know of that's towards anywhere else that herbs or things that you may want if we come back?
Well, if you're going anywhere north, well, there is a few things you could get for me. I believe, if I recall, someone discussing... Are you aware of a creature called a Grick, dear?
A Grindrin?
A Grick.
No.
That's fine. If you see a worm-like creature with 4 tendrils and a beak, they tend to hide around rocky and mountainous places. They disguise themselves fairly well. Their beaks and talons that they attach to their tendrils are rather useful in alchemy. So if you could ever find one, dear, I would be most grateful if you can bring it back.
Sure will.
But don't go out of your way. I'm sure your study of Bargand is going to be much poignant, is it not?
Well, I already know more about his kind than he would wish for me to know.
Right. And if you're going to be continuing
Okay.
with them and coming back in the state that you're in, as she reaches over and, like, the small, like, bowl with a burlap wrap over the top that's then been tied, it's a small jar of, essentially, the ointment she's been using on your wounds. Here, you're probably going to make more use of this than I am, so take it with you. And what it is, it's a action to use, it's a paste that is applied directly to wounds and does 1d4 plus 1 when you use it yourself. It's basically a half a healing potion. And in this small ramekin jar that you've got, you have 6 doses of it.
Thank you. I give her a big hug. Fang would then join in.
Oh god. Can you just imagine a hug and then just this one spot is like, latch. Like, yes dear, it's fine, it's fine. Can you, I must make sure no one is needing me in the front, so please, if you are happy and your wounds are healing, if not fully healed, please. I look
Okay.
forward to hearing back soon.
See you soon. And then just like walk out with her.
Yeah, and then obviously she stops and you continue. She just kind of watches you go with a nice smile, considering you've only been in Crosserdata for probably about 2 weeks at maximum. And, you know, it's kind of a relief and a sadness to watch you go. Like, she was growing attached. But you head off. Terry, Kilner, where do you guys head as people are doing all of these minor activities?
I'll head back to the barn to give Sprinkle some attention.
Okie dokie then.
You get off my sprinkles, bitch.
You told me to look after her, then? Those were the instructions.
I will kill you.
So,
Which me?
so you go to the barn and keep company Sprinkles.
I'll give her some food and some hay,
Yeah.
which I find in there and not ours.
Yeah. And Ethan is there currently tending to the horses, so you essentially assist him in looking after.
Hey, Ethan. How you feeling today? You ready for some more adventure?
No, I was definitely finished with that. I didn't want to do any more.
Oh, why not? I thought you had a blast.
It was interesting, but please, it was rather miserable. I really don't want to go back.
Oh, it's normally a lot better than that, trust me. You should come on our next one. We're heading up north soon, I think. Maybe? I don't know. Who are you?
No. Well, it was a little boring life here, but you guys seem to be a bit, how do I put it? A bit much for me.
Oh,
Kind of gives
Ethan.
like a nervous smile.
We grow on you, like, slap his shoulder. You'll love it eventually.
No, I won't. Please, I really won't. I'm good. Like, seriously. I'm good.
Oh. So bargain to trade. That's my level of effort today. Okay, I will go inside. But
Yeah.
actually, first I'll grab the the jug thingy. The word is gone.
The drug
Alchemy
thingy?
jug.
The alchemy jug. Okay, the drug
Yeah.
thingy.
I said jug.
Sounded like you said drug, my friend. But yeah, you grabbed the alchemy
Yeah,
jug.
it's the drug jug.
The drug jug.
I mean, could it potentially make LSD?
I don't know. Have you tried?
Oh, that's why I go to Bernadette's in a bit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Bargain's familiar with some kind of mind-altering substances given time spent in the woods.
Oh god, yeah. You have probably made concoctions of things that have different applications.
So I'll just pop that in my rucksack for later use because I'll need it in a bit.
Okay.
And I'll just go inside and say hi to my man Al.
So
See
yeah,
what he's up to.
you head inside and meet with Alessandro, who is currently in the process of laughing up a storm at one of the tables with farmhands. He's like, something has tickled him and he's just laughing away, and kind of, when he calms himself down and sees that someone's walking, he goes, welcome back. Welcome back, Terry. How beautiful it is to see you again.
Stop it. Carry on. So we.
Don't tempt me, dear.
I mean,
But what brings you all back? I trust that your work with the carpenters went well. I saw them a moment ago. They seemed rather happy and cheerful. Blake?
Oh no.
Okay, Blake's dead.
Oh. Sorry, I'm back.
Oh! And
Sorry,
he's
you
back again.
everything went quiet.
Yeah. What was the last thing you heard? And I'll repeat.
Don't tempt me.
So he said, what brings you back? I trust everything went well. He heard off the carpenters and they seemed rather happy.
Yeah, we had a grand time.
Beautiful. Beautiful, dear. Did you by any chance consider my offers of other work? We have much that needs to be done, both in and
Sure.
out of the town.
What sort of things? Want to give me like a full rundown? And I'll let the guys and gals know.
Well, with one of the most pressing things is to a dear friend of mine in Ossalanta. He's another barman like myself, and he is expecting of a package of me soon, and I can't exactly leave my post here, so...
What sort of package? Should I be jealous? Wink.
I mean, that's for you to decide, dear. But don't worry too much. There's plenty of me to go around. But no, it's a package with some paperwork that he was owed of me. It's nothing like what you're thinking.
Okay. Anything else?
No, dear. The other thing that I need to do with you is pay
Upset?
your... I like your style. Let me at least get my words out first. But I
You're
need
what
to...
up?
My words, dear.
I'm not recording it these days. Okay.
I need to pay you all for your hard work with the carpenters.
Yeah, I'll grab the guys and we will discuss
Oh,
what we'd like.
well, we can certainly do that later if you wish.
Yeah, I'd hate to just take it without giving them some choices.
Brilliant, dear. Well, if you wish to stay for a while and rest, you know where I am.
I'd need to head out, but I will be back soon to see you.
Okay. So yeah, you head to the tavern. Ranger has been speaking with Bernadette, and Bargans, you have since left the guards' quarters. What is it you're doing now? Because you was fairly quick and concise with what you're doing, so you've got a bit more extra time if you want to do anything specific, or you can go back to the tavern and wait for the rest of your comrades.
Can I go and nose around? Was it the general store?
Mm-hmm. Which is open. And that was...
Damn it, I'm a bit of it in the middle of the day.
I will ping it on the map, which is this building right here. But no, it is open. And inside you see a dwarven gentleman who is in the process of talking to a farmhand who's just purchased like a small bundle of tools in which to replenish what the farmhands are using.
Hey, farm boy. Hey, little feller. Wave at the dwarf from on up high.
So you kind of stand in the doorway and you fill the doorway. And you shout, "Hey, farm boy," and the guy looks around and goes, "Hello?" And kind of turns back, not knowing how to respond to you, and the dwarven goes, "Right, lad, what can I do for you?"
I've just come to have a look around.
Okay. Well, if
What
you
you
need
got
me,
on offer?
ask. You can see on the walls there's a lot of simple tools and different things used in farming equipment. There are some very simple traveller's clothes, cloaks and such, other travel equipment. A lot of the store is either geared towards travel or farm.
Do they have? Do they have a tent?
They do.
I'm gonna buy one, I think.
Do you want a two-man tent or a one-man tent? Or something bigger?
I think they only do 2s from what I've seen.
In
but
the book, but
it's entirely up to you. Whatever the. I think 2 2s.
okie dokie. Well, that would set you back 5 gold.
Which is exactly what I've got.
Yeah.
So
Well, it looks like. Excuse me, I got a crumb in my mouth. It's literally as I went to speak, then a crumb just like found its way into my throat and was like, oh fuck.
Gag reflex.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you're a bit of a traveller, so yeah. 2 tens will set you back 5 gold. Is that alright?
Whatever you say, little one. That's
Right.
on head.
6 gold.
No. How about 4 gold?
How about you fuck off?
Okay, fine. Put 10 back. And as I walk around, I'm going to use my racial detect magic
Mm-hmm.
to see if I can sense anything of the magical varieties within 30 feet.
Outside of yourself, you sense a very faint evocation magic emanating from the desk, in which, like, where he was stood behind when he was talking to the farmhand. Very, very faint. Nothing potent by any stretch of the imagination.
But it's magical. No.
Mm-hmm.
As I look around, do I see the kind of locking mechanism on the inside of the door? Because it didn't
Yes.
have one on the outside.
It's a U-shaped 2 metal bars on either end of the door, and you can see a thick wooden plank that's lent up the door where it opens. So it's a drop bar.
Okay, we could deal with that. That's not a problem. Okay then, Grumpy Man. Bye now.
It kind of doesn't respond, but he just carefully watches as you walk out.
You can watch all this jiggle as I go.
Okay. He watches you jiggle as you go.
Booty, 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 booty. I can't recall if there were any other kind of shops.
Not really.
I don't think there was. Oh, the marketplace, but then they've
From
only got,
what
like,
you
food,
remember,
veg and crap, isn't
this
it?
town is, as I've explained a couple times before, it's designed to be a pass-through town.
No, no, that.
There
I
is
was just gonna- I
nothing
was just trying to
really
think
in the
on-
way. A lot of people rarely ever spend more than a day here, so there's nothing specialty. Which is the reason why a lot of the shops are geared towards things for travel, because people usually take this point to stock up and carry on their day. But go on.
I shall head back to the tavern then and walk in and find Tickle like haranguing poor Miss Sprinkles.
Mm-hmm.
I think give Mrs. Sprinkles all the pats.
Hi, peeps.
But yeah. Hello, Leo. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, you, after various amounts of times, you all join back up in the tavern. Terry was there first, followed by Bargand. Kilnar tended to stay outside, but then when seeing Ranger coming, kind of followed him behind, just to knowing that you were the last person to come back.
Hi, guys! Waving really, like, happily towards them.
Hey.
So as you walk in, just Terry responds to you.
I was far too busy going, "Ooh, so good breakfast. Please."
You sit down, drinks are brought over, and everyone enjoys themselves. You don't have to pay for any of the drinks today. They are part and parcel reward, along with the other things he's going to sort you out with later for doing the jobs you have done in the town.
Wait, we
Can I
should have
smell
some
what the
marmalade.
drink is?
It's got a sweetness to it, but a very strong alcoholic sharpness that cuts through that sweetness. It's got like the smell of honey. It's honey mead. It's got like a very faint smell of honey and then that strong, thick alcohol stench to it. It's a very strong drink, but very sweet and pleasurable.
So while Ranger's drinking, like when she looks away, I top hers up with mine so I don't actually drink
Oh.
anything.
I've got to say, she's not drunk any of it. She just smelled it to smell what it was.
But you guys spend a few hours. Eventually food's brought over as well, given it's dinner time. You are...
Am I okay to class this as a short rest?
You all are allowed to do that. So for those that wish
Because
to
I'm
use
missing some
hit dice,
hit dice.
you may use your hit dice now as you are spending a number of hours in the tavern just chilling and reminiscing about the previous fight.
I will do my body songy thingy to give extra HP back.
Okie dokie.
Yay!
So if people wish to, there we go, roll hit dice.
I've got to say, what do we add as well to the number?
If you just click
Like-
hit dice, it should roll it.
Just double checking because I can't remember if it's a D6 or not.
Might be a D8.
You're, no,
actually,
bards are a D8. The only ones that are
I think it's a
D6
D6.
sorcerers
I think
and
it's a
wizards.
D6 to start. No, it's a D6 for the Song of Rest.
Oh, for the Song of Rest, yeah.
But I don't know if that goes up at a later date.
It, 9th level, it goes up to D8.
There you go.
You know.
Nice.
I'm gonna add
So I'll allow you a moment to roll your hit dice and update your HP pool. Jesus Christ, Ranger.
Them some good herbs.
Yeah, the fucking herbs from earlier have kicked in and has really sped up the healing process, and your natural ability to recover seems to have done so much better.
What do we do for hit dice again? Is it just the D8? Do we add on the con or anything?
Yes, you had con.
If you click the hit dice, it'll automatically add that on for you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
It's
Did
fine.
try doing that. So that is 54, and then I get an extra D6 because of the Song of Rest.
Yes. But everyone gets that extra D6.
I
That's
already
right.
rolled mine.
Okay. Tom,
We all
is
rolled 2 anyway.
Kilnar rolling any hit dice to recover HP, or does he not need it?
Kilnar's not here.
Well, Tom's always quiet, that's why I'm asking.
No, he's not actually on Discord.
Oh,
I
Oh.
rolled 20.
shite.
I can check his sheet for you.
Please.
I feel like he was heavily damaged.
Oh yeah, he
And
was. He was. He was messed up.
But also, new token. New token for new wild shape.
He's on 9 HP.
Ooh. Yeah, do you want to roll his Song of Rest and roll a couple of hit dice for him, please?
He's better than me. I only had 5.
Yeah, but you
Look!
put yourself in the thick of it.
Look at my
What is
sassy
that?
Sneku!
Oh, it's a
It's
snake.
my giant constrictor snake, but he's all sassy like.
Nice.
Oh.
Sassy snake.
Richie Rich, this is D&D.
Mm-hmm. Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait, I thought it was Dungeons and Drag Queens. I'm in the wrong place.
Fucking hell, Ben, I'm so sorry.
Terrible. Disgraceful.
You can leave if you
Oh.
want.
That explains why nobody else is cross-dressing other than me.
Yeah?
Me too. Well,
There you go.
It's just me and you sat here in our
There we
wigs
go.
and heels.
Me and Ranger are all back up to full health.
Nice. But yeah, after probably 2-3 hours of rest. To explain, Leo, very quickly, because Dungeons and Dragons is a massive game before I then carry on with these lovely fellows. It's a storytelling game. You play as a character. Here we have 4 players playing, as I'm the one who runs the game for them. We tell a story. They play as those characters and do actions, combat, do quests, try and become good or bad, depending on what character you want to be, people. And you either fail or succeed based on dice rolls. It's quite fun. I'll probably explain it to you one day, Leo, when you want. But yeah. A few hours go by. It comes to about 5-6 o'clock in the evening. You've had some rest, some food, some drink, all on the house. Alessandro does make his way over to your table and sits down and goes, "Right, well, now you've all had your rest and your food. I believe everyone's much happier now, are we?"
Happier when we get our reward, though.
Oh,
Tickle him.
well, I'm glad you asked, because that's why I've come over. So, I believe we spoke about I could offer you coin or goods. Which is it you are more prevalent for? What do you want?
Good you got.
Goods would be good.
What you got?
Well, I'm glad you asked. One of the most important things I could offer you is a cask of our specialty ale, brewed by myself here, and sold normally only here. It fetches quite a high price to those who travel through, especially in places where I mentioned, Terry, that I would like for you to do more work, if you're willing. The north, Ossalanta, and Wolverhampton especially. This ale fetches a high price.
I've
But
got to say, I'm just looking at bargain.
But, if this does not tickle your fancy, I'm sure we can work other things out. Something more mundane, but equally as valuable, I would say. So what is it? What will it be?
Is there a mystery box option?
I'm sure Terry's already found his way to that mystery box.
I can smell it from here.
But I assure you, the ale is worth a considerable amount. If not, I believe I have some trinkets and tokens of mine, which I would be more than willing to part with.
Can we discuss it in 5,
At the wall?
babe? Can we discuss it between ourselves and in 5, babe?
Oh, sure. I mean, I wouldn't want you to be forced into a situation you wouldn't be happy with. So I will leave you to it. I will make sure another round of ales are brought. And by all means, discuss what you want, and if you aren't happy with any of the goods, I am still willing to hand you gold, but for some reason people are more interested in barter nowadays, and it might be less valuable. So I'll leave you to it.
Toodles, babe.
So yeah,
Leaning and give him like a peck on the cheek.
Alessandro kind of pats the table, stands up, and just goes, "I'll leave you all to it, shall I?"
So what's everybody thinking?
I feel like we wouldn't get very far with the ale.
I'm worried that I don't want to put more effort on Sprinkles.
Yeah, I feel like it might.
Sprinkles always does so much.
Yeah, I feel like it's easy as well for you to get damaged, lost, and then we completely lose out.
Dan, what do I know about this special ale?
Roll a history check. Richie Rich says, "Pick the ale and just get drunk." Yeah. The ale you guys have been drinking is that ale. It's homebrewed, from what you've heard from Bernadette when you've asked questions about it. Not that you've drank it before, but she's drank it and you've asked and talked about it. It's homebrewed by Alessandro himself and a couple of other people that help him. It's very sweet, it's very, very sought after. And from what Bernadette explains to you, back before the world was a bit more normal, that would fetch multiple gold per tankard, let alone a keg. It's in the capital, it's very looked after by the nobles. They purposely send groups of knights and squires of their staff to fetch multiple casks of it at a time, and would probably pay thousands of gold for one cask.
I've got to say, I relay this information.
You don't say.
Like in real hushed tones.
To the right people, it's extremely valuable. But then again, to certain people who aren't as educated with their alcohols, it's pittance, because it sells the same as normal ale, but as long as you find the right buyer, it's worth a lot.
What did Big Al call it?
He hasn't given a name, not a name like you would see in a normal pub. It is simply liquid gold of Crossrodata. That is what it's referred to. It hasn't had its proper... It hasn't got a proper brewer's name.
I would say that would have been the name of like what I would have heard people coming in travelling wise of, we're
yeah.
going to go collect that.
They're coming in for a cup of liquid gold. That's what it is.
I mean, even if the drug can make liquid gold, I'm sure that we don't need the ale then.
I was going to say, I have this jug that we're going to try out in the back.
So do you want to try the jug?
No, we did that in a bit. So guys, let's do a list of things we would like from around town.
Well, some armour would be quite kind of nice for Fang, make him more tough.
That wasn't going to go on the list.
Spider
so
armour.
Spider armour.
Yeah.
That's all you really hear. It's less like the actual like to make him tough. It's just like all you hear is spider armour.
Does Ranger know if this actually exists or not?
I mean...
No. She can wear leather armour, so why can't the spider wear leather armour?
Oh, leather. I thought you were going for like... I thought you were going like full-on plate armour.
Oh, fucking hell, put the giant spider in plate armour. That would be amazing.
You can get plate barding for animals.
Yeah, it's just they don't
I'm
have...
pretty sure, though, he wouldn't be strong enough to lift it. I think if you put plate armour on the spider, it would just crush him.
I've got to say, he wouldn't be able to climb anymore.
No, definitely not.
Oh. What sort of place in town would be able to make leather armour for a spider?
Here, none. There's no weavers
what I-
or armour makers here.
Is there like a tannery?
There is a tanner's where you can get cured leathers from where people have hunted in the local forests, but there is nowhere to make that leather into something. It is sold to traders that then take it to towns where the leather can then be made into things.
So it's basically just like the equivalent of bolts of leather.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. It's the leather that's been skinned off creatures, tanned and cured, and then that's it. That's what you would get here. A lot of the shops and stalls outside of what's used for self-sustainment of the town, like food stalls for the people and things like that, a lot of the goods sold here are raw trade goods to essentially be a midway point. Someone would buy it from south, sell it in Crossrodata, which is the central point, and then someone else would buy it and then sell it for more up north, and vice versa going down.
Okay.
Think the Chinese Silk Road. How the same piece of silk and spices and other things would be sold like 20 times throughout the path. Crossrodata is one of those points in a trade route where you would sell your goods for a quick profit. That person would then go back and do that. Another trader would then go from Crossrodata to sell what has been sold there and move it on.
Right, so Ranger, would you like some leather that we can try and upcycle at a later date?
Spider armor. There's just a gleam in her eyes. That's it.
Yeah, just a little twinkle, like eyes are wide at the thought, and she just
So-
murmurs to herself, "Spider armor."
Okay, so from that I get is that Ranger wants to kill Fang and turn Fang into armor. Okay, we can do that.
Her eyes drop at that point and just stare you down.
Is that not what you meant? Is that not what you meant, Ranger?
Like my armor. To protect Fang.
What is your armor made of?
Leather, look. Sort of point at our mate to him.
Right, so we need...
leather.
Spiders go off more of a carapace than a leather.
Ooh, carapace armor? That sounds sexy.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep Fang with me forever.
That's hot.
We could get repairs done to the cart.
There are
Well,
carpenters in town.
It looks kind of beaten up. It must have taken quite a lot of damage on the route, or just over time.
Didn't we make it like 3 days ago?
Mm-hmm. But it was a pretty shabby
She
job.
doesn't know this.
Again, she
Wow.
doesn't know that you guys didn't do a great job of it, and she's basically just insulted all your carpentry work. And
I think we
Monsex,
should
but we don't talk about him.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
There's only been 3 of us since the beginning.
Yeah.
We could have it upgraded into one of those, they're like tents, but it's a cart. It's a mix between both of them.
A camper van.
Yes.
We can ask. So we've got leather, camper van, anything you want bargained, oil.
If we find any.
Oh no, we're giving him a list of shit we want.
Basically, rather than the ale, you're basically going, if you've got this, we'll take this.
For now,
Mm-hmm.
because he wants us to do other shit. So we've got leather, camper van, oil.
He wants you to do other shit.
It's a group effort. I thought you wanted to come with.
He referred to the group, but he just meant it to the one person.
Yeah, I just made it to Blake.
Why are you giving armor to a spider?
Why not give armor to a spider? I feel would be the more accurate question.
I've got to say, AC of
Yeah. In D&D, Leo,
16
spiders
big
are
enough.
fairly easy to hit, and given that this is Ranger's pet companion, she wants to make sure it's safe. So we're putting a spider in armor because that's what you can do in D&D.
you can do anything.
And you can do anything
If-
in D&D.
If I buy barding for a giant elk and kind of ramshackle it onto my body when I wild shape, can I like wild shape into it like Sailor Moon style?
What? Throw it into the air and then transform.
Just kind of zip into it like, oh, my arm's supposed to be in there. Oh, that's turned into a hoof. That's turned into a hoof. Get my head through the slot, and now I'm a moose.
It would be awkward, but it's not impossible. I would say that it would be better, because anything you're wearing when you transform transforms with you. It would have to be on, say, Terry or Ranger or Kilnar. They would have to apply it to you after. Because otherwise, if you're holding it, it becomes part of the elk.
What if I just get like elasticated, like?
I thought he
plates
meant.
that They just stretch.
No, but the
Stretch
problem is
armour.
the barding transforms with you, doesn't it? Anything you're wearing transforms with you.
Oh, I thought that he was going to throw
So-
it in the air and then transform as it's about to hit the ground.
Oh, no, he could very well do that, but it's going to be a bit of a check. You might clonk yourself on the head with heavy metal barding. The easiest application of what you're saying would be to have someone quickly throw it over you when you transform. Like, so say Kilnar held an action to throw armour on. Like, have something that's draped over rather than fitted properly, like how you would on a horse. So the second you transform, he throws it on you. Done.
I mean, if it's already on my back, though.
Yeah,
What if
but-
I wear it like a cape?
But the problem is, when you transform, everything transforms with you.
No, I have the choice, don't I?
I don't believe so. Let me double check.
That's what I was saying, Sailor Moon style.
Yeah, I get what you were coming with, but I'm basing it off the way the wild shape works.
You choose whether your equipment falls to the ground in your space, merges into your new form, or is worn by it.
Okay, that's absolutely fine then. So yeah, that would be very easy to do.
Ooh, could totally get some,
I
like,
thought it was
drawn out
similar
barding
to
guys.
polymorph, you know, where it just all comes with you.
Yeah, I thought because like I know that in one of our other games we've got a druid that transforms and constantly wears a saddle, so then we all ride
Wow.
them into battle.
But no, that would be very possible to do. So, as it stands, we're looking at oil, leather, spider armor, elk armor.
The skull flute from Bernadette's.
Maybe you're not going to get that, not by a long shot.
She was gonna sell it, so I don't see why she can't sell it to Big Al for me.
Can always ask.
You know, chuck in the glue, some tent, some flasks or some small barrels, just empty ones for later use.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, guys?
I'm assuming you're writing all these items down.
Maybe a small shield, like a buckler. I'm sort of very easy to hit, it seems. Looking at my wounds.
Anything else, guys? Again, do you want any more random stuff?
Kilnar adds a list of things he wishes to add.
We could do with some tents.
Those are on my list. Two-person tents.
I could do with some armor, to be honest with you.
What kind of
kind?
armor?
Yeah, aren't you a druid? You can't really wear much.
Yeah, but I'm not always in druid shape, am I? I tend to get whacked when I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Druids were only allowed to wear certain kinds of armor, though.
They can't wear metal.
I'm thinking you can get hide armor, can't you?
Yeah. That's in the medium armors.
Yeah. I'm proficient in medium.
You say you should be.
I just don't. I think it'll only add one to my thing, though.
I'm just pulling it up. But if you want to go... Yeah, because hide armor's the strongest armor you can wear that isn't metal. It's 12 plus dex modifier to a max of 2. So it maxes at
I've
14.
got to say.
But yeah,
Got to say, I might add to that as he mentions hide armor.
the way it works, Leo, while they're quickly discussing... while they're discussing what items they want, everyone has a character sheet, which I will just show off someone's character sheet now. Because it's designed to be a tabletop game, but obviously, with everyone stuck at home, we're playing online. All the different stats and things like that can all be found here. Like at the minute, Bargundy's on 39 HP out of a possible 47. He's a little wounded. On the left here, you've got all the abilities. In the centre here, all the attacks. And then all the equipment and different abilities, all dotted around, nice and neat. You've got Kai saying kill Sam or something.
I mean,
Well, why?
Wait a
It's
minute.
not Munseek anymore.
Don't worry, I'm already on it. Much
So-
easier to kill when she's in prison.
So,
We'll say,
Who said
what
that?
about Ethan? Just putting it like normal thing to the other guys that want Ethan.
We're not going to force him. We'll come back for him and then persuade him then when we got golden riches and stuff.
heavy quote marks on persuade.
Yes. Persuade in a very nice and forceful manner.
Swayed, kidnap. What's the difference?
One, they think it's their own idea. The other, they say no.
Do you wish to call over Alessandro to bring him your rebuttal, or do you wish more time to discuss?
I think that's it.
I gotta say, I'll run over and get him when they say go.
I'll have a net.
Net. I'll add that to my list. Net.
Because fuck it.
Yeah. Trust me, the
Love a
most
good
useless
net.
shit sometimes comes extremely useful at the right moments.
Yeah, oil.
Do you not want some bear traps?
Hunting traps, caltrops,
I have hunting traps.
hunting traps. Bergamot stone. But you know, one of your hunting traps.
You can have one if you get out of a pack and just like hold it out across the table.
We can get some more. You keep hold of that one. You might need it.
Boop.
Maybe some flasks.
That's on my list already.
Yeah. Casks of, like, barrels and different things, empty ones have been already requested.
Well, then the only other thing I want is just like a +3 scimitar, and I'll be happy. But you know, I don't know if you've got one lying around.
Just casually in the back room.
Yeah, just hang about.
Yeah. He's got Mayroon's razor while you're in there.
I'll take that too. Ta. Ta very much.
Yeah, just as a scroll of a wish spell. Just
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
I've got to say, I'll.
I'm all done.
And what about those trinkets you talked about? Do you want to have a look at those?
Oh, those are already included in. Maybe. We're taking them regardless.
So, are we done? Shall I go get him?
Yeah.
I run over, and while we're walking back to the group, I explain what I did to Bernadette about Bargain, that he's not actually a threat,
Yeah.
Do we hear this?
that I misunderstood.
Are you...
Would have been
actively
whispered, but it would have been slightly whispered away from, like, at the bar.
roll a perception check, Terry, if you want to listen in.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
At this point, I'm going to say, I'm gonna go walk this off, pat my belly and head out.
Okay.
And I am going to see Bernadette.
I mean, I am God in this world, Leo. I could, if I really wanted to. But I'm pretty sure all the party would hate me.
all's a strong word.
Most.
Most a strong word.
I just saw your comment. How dare you kill my baby?
Sorry, what did Ben?
Blake, you've gone to the ether, boy.
Come back to us.
Baby, come back. But yeah, Alessandro is brought over. So, from what Rangers told me, it seems that my ale is not important at the minute for you, but you
I
have
would never say not important. It's just we
you
run
have
into a
more
lot of
pressing
trouble.
things you would like. Is that correct?
It's just running into a lot of trouble, and it would kill me if it got damaged or lost or wasted.
I love how you put the needs of my ale first, because that is how it is meant to be treated, like a golden boy, as it would.
Because I would hate to waste anything you put your love and passion into.
But I'm to put my love and passion into procuring some of these items that I am told you would like. So, if you would like to go through them with me, I would see what I can do. I can't guarantee everything, but I can do my best. I'm well connected in this town.
Oh, I know, babe. Wink. Okay. First off, what were these trinkets you were on about?
Well, it's some of my personal collection of jewellery and things like that that I wear. As you've seen a few times, he wears. It's not nobleman's jewellery, but it's very flashy and it's very decorative. There are some that have fallen out of favour with me, given they clash with certain things.
Oh, I love him so much. Just saying that right now. A character, I love him so much.
So,
Can I cast detect magic?
yeah, sure.
Dan, I have a magic resistance. Would I show up on his detect magic of having some sort of thing on me or not?
You would show up anyway, given your natural ranger
Fey nature.
abilities and your fey nature. But I believe detect magic has been cast around you before, and it has been noticed. So it's nothing out of the ordinary.
I just thought it'd be something to mention that I didn't mention it before.
But on Alessandro's neck, you notice a faint illusion magic that emanates from a pendant. That is a small gold pendant, which is a design of geometric shapes that are woven together into like a circular format, where it's like a mishmash of hundreds of smaller shapes made out of gold, attached to a very small but thin and delicate silver necklace piece that actually goes around the neck.
Okay.
The top of the brooch just pokes out above the collar. It's under the shirt. It's not out on show, but you can just make out the top design.
Cool.
So what are those magical trinkets? What do they do?
Well, they're not magical, dear. That's an unfortunate to them, but they are very well maintained and arguably desirable in their own rights, each. Gold rings, bangles, necklaces, earrings. Things that I have worn previously, but no longer now. Worth a considerable amount to the right people, again, if they're more observant of what they are.
So is it about the ones that he's got on, or like has he got like a? Does he mean like a box?
He's
upstairs,
referring
so-
to ones that he has upstairs, essentially stuff that he doesn't wear anymore, but he's still valuable. Leo, no, this party kills enough NPCs. Don't say that.
Oh, we're not killing now. Not yet. I can still use them a bit longer.
It's not even NPCs, but you know, fairly stab happy.
To be fair,
If you cross bargain like in a slight way, you're sort of on the murder streak. So Ranger will die at some point.
So, let's have a look at what items you have. And he goes through and takes a look and starts thinking to himself like, I suppose I could ask I could ask Bernadette for that. I'd have to call in a couple of favours with the Tanners, but nothing impossible. I will ask a few questions if you want to wait around for a day and see what I can put together for you all.
Is there anything else we can do around the town to, burn daylight?
I mean, you are free to do as you wish. There is nothing pressing right now that people of your expertise would be procured to, but if you wish to wander, shop, enjoy the rest of your day, relax. By all means, you've deserved it. I will send out a few of my staff to see what they can do.
Can I ask Big Al to show me his trinkets upstairs?
By all means, dear. But yes, the rest of you are free to do as you wish. Terry, if you would like to have a look, you're more than welcome to come with me now.
Oh, I'd gladly come upstairs.
Okay.
I've got to say, I just follow in a complete bliss to innocence.
Okay.
Okay, so we're having a threesome this week.
God damn it, man. God fucking damn it. So yeah,
Wasn't planning on that, but okay.
Terry, you're led upstairs, and Ranger, you very quickly follow, which he doesn't prevent. You are at first shown the small snuff box with very delicate jewels and different metals of preciousness. Very, very nice. If you want to try and guess how much it would be worth, roll a investigation check. Damn.
Damn, Ranger is on peak today.
Oh, wait, that should be on there.
Damn. Now, Ranger, you aren't a person who's usually privy to jewellery. You're very much in the practical. But
Yeah.
you are not oblivious to the rarity of gold and various stones. You have seen and heard in passing when you're watching people who travel on the roads talk about this gold, gems, diamonds, rubies, sapphires, topaz, amber, many different stones. And looking at the box, from what you gather from hearing of people and talking, in the box you're probably looking at about 6,000 gold's worth of jewellery. That's not including what he's wearing. 'Cause considering he's in the back road town, he's pretty wealthy. And a lot of it you could probably
Wait.
attribute to the ale.
Wait, I found a sugar daddy and I didn't know. Woo!
It's possible.
I've got to say, I whisper this to Terry. So again, he owns about 6,000 gold worth in there. I don't know if he knows that.
How convincingly is she whispering?
Oh, very poorly.
Roll a stealth.
It's like stage whisper.
Roll a stealth. Right. I'm going to roll a perception.
Stage whisper.
He kind of just gives a big smirk and goes, "Yes, very perceptive, dear. It's a fair amount. I wouldn't let you take all of it. Now, that would be unwise to let you take all of my trinkets in one go, but I would definitely let you part with one or two pieces."
Has I still got detect magic going? Can I tell you if any of them are like got a very magical woo-woo about them?
No. Unfortunately, none of them produce any magical hum. The only thing that's magical that is not a part of the party is the illusion magic necklace that he wears around his neck.
And there's nothing else in the room, or like that I can sense in the room.
There is conjuration magic coming from one of the torches, which keeps it lit indefinitely. Outside of that, nothing.
Okay.
Would you like me to pick some for us? Tickle or Gary?
I feel like you don't call me Gary. I feel like what was the name I gave you? Was it
No, you gave him the name Gary, but the reason why she calls you Tickle is because Bargain kept calling it you in front of her, so she's now followed suit.
You're not allowed to call me Tickle. It's Gary.
T Gary?
Gary.
Garrett?
Would you... Gettle?
You, as long as it's not Tickle, you can call me anything. Patricia. Let's go with Patricia.
Would you like me to pick out some for us?
Hey, wait. I'm like, it's like hold like a finger like near a mouth. Big Al, how many are we allowed to take?
That depends on how important you want the other items on your list to be. I'm more than willing to make up any shortcomings with the items I can get with these, but these are worth quite a bit, unfortunately, so I could either let you take a number of these, or all of your items on your list, or at least most, or a mix of both.
If you could prioritise the items on our list, and then we can come back to your sparklies later.
Certainly, dear. I can do that for you. I will get as much as I can, and if I feel it's not significant enough, I may let you poke at my private collection once more.
Oh, is that what we call it these days?
Fuck
Wing.
off. Fuck off, Blake.
mentioning your private collection. Can we get started?
I was going to say, he kind of looks at Ranger and goes, maybe when we have a bit more privacy. But for now, it seems you have company.
Oh, it's one of those bodies for hire people Bernadette said that you usually ask for. Okay, I'll be gone, and then leave.
Oh, do you want to join him, Ranger? Okay. Bye, sis.
Yeah, very quickly, Ranger, like, oh, I get it, and just, like, gone. Like, you see the silhouette of where she was. That
Sort of like the cartoon of just dust.
Yeah, we will leave that there. Bargain, you slipped away from the table and went to do... What is it you're doing?
Hey, Bernadette.
Ah, welcome, dear. I'm sure that you're getting on well. I saw Ranger earlier. She says you do well.
Yes. With an unavoidable hint of sarcasm and like almost an audible roll of my eyes.
Leo, I appreciate it a lot, mate. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you.
Came here to ask a little favor on something that you might be interested in yourself, since you are quite similarly minded as me, like your investigation into the arts, mysticism.
Oh, well, dear, if you'd certainly have anything of value, I would take a look. What is it you're offering?
I don't know if it's of value, but you might be interested in researching something for me.
Well, by all means, what are you selling, dear?
Not selling, just asking that you share whatever you find.
Right. So, what is it you present?
Are you going to give her £1 worth of these crystal shards?
From what you got at the Dead Circle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to look into whatever the hell these things are. What they might be used for, where they came from.
So you
any
want me
information
to...
you can find.
So you wish for me to see if I can understand them further for you, is that right?
Yes,
No,
you'll have
certainly.
more time than me.
Well, they are a very archaic crystal that's used for many applications, and I'm able to, if these were used, maybe find out what they were being used for. From what I can gather, these crystals are a generic resource used in many rituals, but I could probably source back what the ritual these were being used for was.
That would be most appreciated.
So, is there anything else you need to want? Or is it just you wish for them to have a look at the crystals, see what they do?
Yeah, just pretty much that.
Okay.
I thought she might have a stronger idea than I would.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, the thing is, she deals with a lot of a mix of like druidic and borderline witchcraft, but it's not. Obviously, she's not a hag; she's a human. She deals with weird occulty magic, a lot of the unusual things that aren't necessarily approved by a lot of different circles. But yeah, she will more than willingly take a look. It will take some time, but she will do what she can. It's an interesting project for her as well, considering she was kind of told in passing by Alessandro you had these, so maybe it'll make the top of her list to do.
Better do. Plus, I'm adorable and she loves me. So.
Yeah, you are
Hello.
totally adorable. So, is there anything else you would like to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go out, walk off my dinner and my stuff and head back.
Mm-hmm. Time goes by. Terry, you eventually come back down with Alessandro, who then explains to you that he needs to go and ask a few questions to the few right folk, see if he can start getting a looking at what's on your list of goods for payment, and see if he can procure as many as he can for you.
Yeah.
He's confident that if you want it, because you want him to prioritise what's on the list, he's happy that he could probably get you most, if not all, in terms of what's of a fair value to pay. He could probably get you most of it, but it's more the issue of, can he get it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be more than
I'm
happy
sure
to give it you. It's just some of it's going to be a bit awkward. Fuck off, Blake. Shut up.
It's always awkward at first, but he'll get into it and he'll get everything.
Okay, so once again, it's now closer to early evening. You guys have, considering you've only been here in a day during this session, you've only spent about 6 hours in game. You guys have done a decent work. But Alessandro spends the rest of the day outside of the tavern, going and speaking to various people. His staff, along with Ethan, who is also his staff, work the front counters and just serve alcohol, serve drinks, serve food, which is all still free for you four.
When I see Ethan, can I go up to him and ask for my short sword back? In a very polite and tiny, way.
Oh yeah, he put it in the barn safe because he kind of didn't know what to do with it. He's more than willing to go and get it, and hands it you back and goes, "Yeah, I was supposed to give it you back the other day, but yeah, things were a bit more hectic. Here, please. Thank you for letting me use it."
That's okay. We needed to keep you alive anyway.
But yeah, that is handed back to you. No worries. I'm quickly doing some secrecy IRL rolls to see how good or bad the list of goods you have asked for are procured.
Has Bargain, have you come back to the tavern yet?
Yeah, I'll head back now.
At various points, yeah, you all eventually make your way back.
Hey, Bargain, you know, I play the alchemy jug, and I'm like, so who do you think is going to be best to ask to get the best stuff out of this?
What's that?
It's the wishing jug.
Wishing jug?
Yeah,
What did it do?
it grants your wishes. If you rub it 3 times and pour it into a container and tell the container what you want, it magically comes out.
You mean like in the barn when you made it completely come up with mayonnaise?
That one, yeah.
Why did you wish for mayonnaise?
I got the name wrong. I'm a bit illiterate.
You got the name wrong, I'm illiterate. Fucking hell, man, you tickle me.
So what were you trying to... wish for?
Some super duper awesome adhesive.
You tried to wish for Bernadette's stuff from her hut, didn't you?
Did Bernadette make it?
Yes? I saw her make it.
What's it called?
Why would I know? She just made sticky stuff.
That doesn't work. Funnily enough, that's why we got mayonnaise.
So what are you planning on wishing for now?
I don't know. That's why I was asking Bargain who would have the best ideas. You are.
Well, you do have the ability to use it once a day, so you might as well get your use out of it.
I know. I was trying to find the best.
See if we can summon up some party favors. Wink, 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 wink.
I mean,
Shall we get?
I do want to point out we have got some requests from our lovely, lovely moderator Kai. Kill the spider,
Yeah.
slice off his legs, summon a thought to kill the boys. Name Ranger something other than Ranger. Shit on a zombie to see if he can get two major infections. Cut off the zombie skin, then wear it like Hunter does a wolf skin. Ban any explicit content and make Blake suffer. And summon a group of murder hobos. Murder hobos, does that make you a murder hobo? Because he wants me to kill you all. I mean, I can oblige.
I haven't been that explicit, to be fair.
No,
I've
I'm
been
gonna be
implied.
excluding Bargain from this. Bargain defends your goddamn character. Don't even start at me.
And the character that screws you over is already dead.
But no, Kai, if you do summon a... Fuck off, Kai. If you do summon a group of murder hobos, yes, it would probably make me a murder hobo.
I thought we already had, and that is the party.
Yes, I did. I did kind of inadvertently summon you all here. Bastards.
And that's what we're going to do across your beautiful, beautiful island. Just murder everything in sight.
But time goes by, and unless you wish to have more discussions, I am willing
So,
to bring in
We will
Alison
go into
for-
the. Okay, we'll go into the barn thing.
I'm gonna say, before they leave, I will mention that if you can wish for any fluid, couldn't you wish for this ale wherever you were and sell it to people?
No, I would never do that. That would be forgery. Or something like that word. Copyright infringement?
I mean,
To the
only
ba-
one way to
to the
find
bar-
out.
To the barn!
Follow them
And
to the barn.
And I take my flagon with me with the original in.
Okay. Okay. So you go to the back of the barn. What is it?
Is there like an empty container that will hold liquid like anywhere in the barn?
There's a small pail, which is what's used to fill with water and suds and wash the horses with and other animals that are beasts of burden that are stored here.
That'll do for now, donkey. That'll do for now.
Mm-hmm.
So
But there is
I
not a
will-
donkey in sight, so unfortunately
I
your
will
statement
pick up-
doesn't ring true.
I will pick up the pail and I will put it somewhere central in like a empty area just in case.
Okay.
And I will pull out the wishing jug and I will rub it 3 times in a counterclockwise motion.
Okay.
I'll lean in and whisper, "Liquid gold of the Crossredata," and I will pour it out into the pail.
Takes a while at first, but what's produced is you see an ale start to come out. You get, I believe it's 5 gallons you're able to get. Let me check the monster manual. Well, not the monster manual. Fucking hell, yeah. Monster manual. Oh, yeah, some fucking ale monster comes out. But
It's an ale flame.
yeah, it's alright. There is actually... Because the amount varies based on what
Oh, I know.
you're asking for.
I know.
And I know ale is one of them.
I was gonna say that's how he's getting it. It's just the excrement of some bear creature
4
in the
gallons.
basement.
4 gallons of beer is produced, which very quickly overflows the pail and most of it pisses out onto the floor.
Yeah.
But you have a pail which probably contains about 1.5 gallons of ale of some kind.
Bargain, you like ale? Try this ale.
Do I? Yeah.
You picked up like a giant flagon of something the other week.
Dude, I've got a
Hey, you
fucking
still
keg.
have wine.
Was it
I've
wine?
got a keg. I've got a keg.
Yeah.
I've got like a full keg of ale. Well, minus about 2 days worth of drinking.
So yeah, you take a drink of this, make a Constitution saving throw.
What did you summon?
He summoned the devil.
I'm used to that.
Poison. Poison.
It initially doesn't taste quite like the ale you've been drinking, but still is a fine ale. But about 2 sips in, there's like a really rancid chemically taste that you have to stomach and stern yourself for. The pail wasn't exactly clean and was still lined with a lot of the cleaning fluids. Not great.
Gross.
Which kind of tainted the contents.
Didn't taste too bad initially. I think it's a good enough plan. You just need to make sure that you run that shit underwater first.
Yeah, we just didn't have like any other containers, but we will soon, so we can take our brewery on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, brewery? Who said brewery?
Did we just get both? Did we just eat our cake and?
No, I'm
Keep
not.
it.
I'm not huffing at you guys. I'm huffing at the chat. Kai is off his tits.
Why? What?
Go
What's
and
his problem
read
there?
the last message.
I don't even know how to get to the chat.
He's just put an absolute gem of a paragraph together. Oh, I'm reading it.
I don't know how to unpack that.
Yeah, no, that's. I'll read it out for those that are watching on YouTube later. Elite guerrilla squadron mounts an amphibious landing upon the shores of Madagascar. The big monkeys make it 600 hours before being seen by the occupying forces. After capture, they are forced into a military zoo. They are not kind to the elite guerrilla squad. The elite guerrilla squad find a way to sharpen a banana peel into a shiv, where, in honour of their country, slice each other's throats, leaving only the commander, who refused a suicide pact and ratted on the guerrilla squad. Shalom. Wow.
Kai, it's time to put the meth down.
But back to where the real meth happens, D&D. But yeah,
Yes.
that's a paragraph right there. Fucking hell. That's like a real, like, obscure Planet of the Apes, like, dark side.
Is Kai okay? Does he need a hug?
It's probably not going to be okay, but let's not question it. But anyway, so
Close the wrong tab.
yeah, it's fine.
Right.
But yeah, after a few more hours, it becomes nightfall, and Alessandro makes his way into the tavern at about 11 o'clock. He's been out for about 2-3 hours. Comes over to your table and goes, "Alright, dears, well, I have managed to not get everything you wanted, but a good portion."
Spider armor?
Not quite. But the leather you wanted, at least the bolts of it, I've been able to get you some of those. As well as 2 tents. The bone flute, that was a real hard pry from Bernadette. God, I'm going to be paying for that for a while.
Thanks, babe.
She loved
Are you
that
adding
flute.
all
How
this
did
to
you
yours,
get that off her?
Terry, or...
Yeah, you kind of just see him like look into it like, yeah, I really had to pull shit for that.
How did you get that off her? I couldn't even touch it in her place.
She offered to sell it to me the other day. What you're on about?
Let's just say that me and her are close friends, and I have made a deal with her that trade for trade. But other things I've managed to get hold of. You wanted a net, did you not, Bargand? I believe I've got that for you, as well as 2 of the empty barrels from the back, which I'm more than happy to give, and some flasks, again from Bernadette. 4 of them, to be precise. I didn't think that was enough on its own, so... Terry, if you wish, I'm more than willing for you to allow 1 item to be pried from my possession.
Like right now?
It's up
Like we
to
talking?
you.
Wait, are we talking full play here, or is this like serious?
I mean, if you want a ring or a bangle or a neck piece, you're more than willing to have one. That's what I'm saying, but what comes
Okay.
after is a different thing.
Sorry, I missed the first bit. So you said we got the leather, the flute.
Right, I'll read it out
Fla-
normally. 6 leather, which is 6 tanned and flayed animal hides, ready to go. They're completely untouched, apart from being tanned. You've got 2 2-man tents. You have a net, 2 empty barrels, 4 empty flasks, and the bone flute, which was off Bernadette, which I will quickly pull up what name it's under in the DMG. Because it's not called a bone flute, it's called something else, but I can't remember.
Yeah, if you just send it in the week, if that's easy, because I won't be using it today anyway.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think it's only usable by bards anyway, so... But yeah, that's what you're able to procure. And that encompasses all the help that you have done in the town, including going to the Dead Circle, having a little nosy nose, and the work of the carpenters. Pipes of Haunting is what it's called. Page 185 of the Dungeons Master Guide, if you wish to have a look.
Yeah, I will Google it later,
Alright.
because I don't have one of those.
Yep.
It's a no on the camper van, the oil, the glue.
Unfortunately, no. Not everything's as easy to come by. The oil, while I could get some, we are in need of it ourselves here for a lot of the lanterns and cooking utensils.
The hunting traps and the cantrips.
I could probably get a hold of some spare hunting traps, but the farmers weren't too happy when I asked, considering they use them to keep the wild animals at bay on the forest edges.
That's fine. We can locate some eventually.
But I think everything together is a fair trade.
Yeah. Ish. So, my main man Al, do you know much about magic? In general?
Who are you talking to?
My main man Al.
You mean Alessandro?
Alessandro.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's
Is my main man Al?
okay. So you're asking what he knows about magic?
Yeah?
Not a great deal. Nothing that I can't exactly use any myself. But I am aware of items of power and things like that, and some are easy enough to use. I believe the flute that you wanted is one such item.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what Bernadette kept saying.
Oh, it is. It makes magic things happen when you give it a good blow.
Right.
Wink.
Fuck's sake, Blake.
So, did you know your necklace has got its own bit of magical woo-woo?
Oh, this. As he kind of lifts it out the shirt. Oh, yes, that's exactly why I bought it.
What does it do, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm nosy.
It is something I'm allowed to pick a particular style. And once a day, when I wake, it applies all the pizzazz to my face, eliminating the need for actually buying such items to meticulously apply myself.
So wait, it's like a cosmetics necklace.
Essentially, he can
Oh, well,
use his head and once a day augment facial makeup with it.
oh, I love him so much. Like,
So it's like an Insta drag queen necklace.
yeah.
What he like chooses is fairly subtle, but the thing is, from what he explains, it can be used to go as far or as subtle as you want. Because it's it's basically, rather than putting the makeup on yourself, it's an illusion that's then placed over the face, to mask like foundation and all the other gubbins.
Oh, it's like me, but a necklace. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't need to rub it.
Because what it basically does, it eliminates him having to, one, buy different cosmetic appliances and spending like an hour putting it all on. He can just wake up, put the necklace on, boom, done. He's good to go.
I was going to rub it, but no, I don't want to because that's adorable.
So I would have seen his not so pretty face when I woke him up in the middle of the night.
Yes, you would have. I mean, he's not an ugly man by any means, but he definitely lacked the glow, the natural glow he has to his face.
Oh, he's adorable.
How is Tickle's body language
Tickle, how is your
Oh,
body
well,
language?
towards Alexandra?
I think it's pretty obvious with how he's speaking. Probably leaning forward, elbow on the table, just infatuated with his words. But very meticulous and careful in where his eyes are and stuff. Watching like the necklace, watching hand movements and gestures at the same time. He's infatuated but very calculative, I would say. Is that right, Blake?
Oh yeah, I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to rob. I mean, acquire.
I've got to say, anyone who would like look towards Tickle, she's sort of like not towards Ranger, literally is like minor, like trying to perfect each individual part, like the elbow leaning on the table and things like that.
Okay.
So-
I noticed that everyone is kind of otherwise engaged. I'm going to go out for my evening stroll before bed.
Okie dokie.
So, Al, you got anything in like purple in your accessories that you don't mind parting with to match my complexion? I like to match.
He does have a pair of amethyst earrings,
Ooh.
teardrop in shape, hang about an inch from the lobe.
I'm gonna have to get some more piercings because I've already got that other set.
Yeah.
I can do both.
Doesn't hurt. Well, it does, but you know what I mean. But yeah. Also, with all the other goods, they can be with you tomorrow. So it'd be a case of spend the night in the town, taking the last bits you need, and your choices after that are yours. You have a job offer to Ossalanta, or you can do other things. But we'll quickly go to Bargand.
I'm assuming all locked up now.
Mm-hmm. Shutters are shut, lights are off, door is barred.
That's, how much space underneath the door?
What, the gap between the doors? Probably... you could probably squeeze the very tip of your pinky in, but then after that, it's too thin. It's not got much of a clearance, probably a centimetre or two, if that.
Okie dokie. So can I kind of like just gently like lean up and just kind of see if I can hear anything on the inside? If anyone's awake or alive in there.
Blake, you ought to go and have a look on Twitch. Kai's putting you down. But yeah, go on, carry on.
How do I get to Twitch?
Carry on, Ben.
Yep. So can I kind of hear anyone on the inside of it?
Perception check. So, you take a moment to stop and listen. You don't hear anything. You don't. That's inside the building. That is outside. You do hear the occasional patrol of a guardsman. But no, the inside is quiet. You don't see any lights on.
I'm take a wee second to allow any guards to kind of pass and then wild shape down into a spider, I guess, would go underneath the door.
Yeah, that'd work. Just a normal house spider. Yeah, that would definitely work.
Yeah. Kind of scuttle in, use my compoundy eyes to kind of have a good look around.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anyone? Anything?
No.
Scuttle over towards the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Scuttle up and over the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Can I kind of see anything? Is it like drawers or just like
at the top?
Things laid out?
At the top, there is a shelf in which is empty, but you can see that in the wood, like there's scuff marks in the wood where something would once be there, and he's not. Below that, there are 2 or 3 shelves underneath, going across the shelf that's under the desk.
Can I continue looking down the shelves?
Oh, you can. The shelves are, like I said, it's a small shelf that, like I said, there's scuff marks where something's been pulled out and put back quite a bit that's not there. And like I said, there's them drawers that are currently all shut.
But I can't like see anyone else around. Like he doesn't live here. Can't hear anything.
You don't know. You can't hear him in the minute.
Okay, so I'll plant myself on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And drop my wild shape.
Yep. So you return back to your furbog form. I nearly said bugbear, but that wasn't right.
Very daintily, just kind of try and move the drawers, just like with the little fingers, see if they move at all or whether they might be locked.
You try the first 2. Bit stiff, but they're not locked. It's just where the wood has worn over time, and it's a bit of a pull to get them open. The third one, kind of, you know when you pull a drawer and you pull it slightly, stop immediately as it like creaks as wood on wood.
Okie dokie. Anything in the top 2 drawers?
The first one carries small packs which look to be ration packs. It's just a drawer essentially, so if someone comes in saying, I'm going out for a 7-day travel, he would pull out 7 of these and go, there you go. Second drawer is currently empty. And the third drawer that creaked, do you attempt to open it again? If so, it will be a stealth check.
Do I? Can I see? And is it like the rest of the goods kind of still like in and around the store?
Yeah. Some of the bigger things are still lying around by all means. Otherwise, there's still the back of the shop as well, the actual storage area to contend with as well. But you can see various farming equipment. There are the tents that you wanted to try and barter over with earlier.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab 2 of the tents and sling them over my shoulder.
Okay.
And then, if they're like stairs heading upwards somewhere, like.
If you,
Just
did you go into
wondering
the
if there's
back
like a-
room first? Because that's the only other door in here apart from the front door.
Yeah. Try it. Is it locked?
No. The door leads to a small storage area where there are about 8 different wooden crates in a mix of stacked and spread out. There is a set of stairs that lead upstairs, and you can see a faint candlelight glowing under the doorway and just like lighting a line across the top of the roof of the storage area.
So he could see over the storage area effectively.
Yeah, but there seems to be a door shut. It's just a thin beam of light that's coming across where the light's escaping under the doorway. The way the room's laid out is you've got a square room in front of you. Directly to your left is the stairs, but it's at the back of the room where the stairs start and go up. Essentially, the door to the upstairs is almost right next to you, but directly up.
It's fine. I'm not going to be able to get into the crate, but can I cast me detect magic again?
Sure. The same evocation magic that you heard earlier, or felt earlier, is coming from now rather than behind the desk, but upstairs. It's very faint, it's not terribly strong, but evocation is evocation.
Okay, dokies. Well, it's upstairs. I'm not going to attempt to steal from him because that would be ridiculous. I am not that stealthy.
No.
However, I will. Are we talking just bloody general goods, isn't it?
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of
Is
it's
there
travel
a
equipment. So there are
Cash
things like
register or
torches.
anything?
No.
Is there any oil?
With your natural insightfulness, the scuff marks in the shelf would probably indicate a box in which money is kept in that is no longer there. You would assume it's put in a safer place. With oil, you do get some luck. In one of the crates in the back, you find a very small wooden crate that's probably about a foot long. You crack the lid and you see it's lay with hay, and there are currently 2 bottles, 2 glass vials that are wrapped in thin leather strips so like they can hang off a belt loop, with 2 flasks of oil in.
Awesome.
I assume you're attempting to take both. Ben? Everyone else, can you hear me? Or is it just Ben that's
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Ben's died. Great. Just as we're having his moment. Fucking cuts out. Technology.
I can't go into the Twitch, so while we're waiting for Ben, what was Chloe saying about me?
I'm back.
Oh,
There we
welcome
go.
back.
Yep. So sure. 2
I'll-
bottles of oil.
I will send it you in
anything
Discord.
else?
There are some more wooden metal tools. You see a couple of whetstones which are used to sharpen and enhance tools.
I'm not that fussed about those.
There are heavy travel cloaks and robes. There are torches. You find there are a couple of lanterns. Hooded lanterns these are.
I shall take those.
Both of them or just one?
Both.
So you have 2 hooded lanterns, 2 flasks of oil, 2 two-man tents. Two tents.
Can I stop and have a listen, see if anyone's stirring upstairs? Like, you know, like in cartoons, they kind of stop and then just put their hand to their ear and just be like,
Yeah. Well, that would be a perception check, my dear boy. As you've been in the building more and more, your adrenaline's kind of starting to kick in. And given the dead silence you're emitting, you're starting to hear your own, like, you know when you can hear your heartbeat in your own ears, like it's pounding that hard. because you haven't done this for such a while. It's like the like, God, we're doing this again. This is fun. You are struggling to hear anything but yourself at this point. You're noticing the deathly loudness of your breathing because you're focusing so hard to keep it quiet. You're noticing it even more, even though it's the slightest noise. You're not really making much noise. You're overthinking it.
Yeah,
And you
I'm going to
don't-
focus kind of my passive perception then. I'm just seeing whether that light kind of increases. Just know if it gets any brighter.
The light doesn't seem to change. It's just a steady flicker of a flame that dances, and the light remains steady for the time you're stood in the storage.
Okie dokie. I shall continue. Any what else might be in here? Any tools like? I'm
There
talking
are
like
shovels.
Kit tools.
What tools?
Any kind of kits?
No, there are no specifically ready-made kits, but in terms of tools, you see small mallets, you see crowbars, you see shovels, pitchforks, trowels, hose,
Sledgehammer.
yeah, as well as scythes, which are used to harvest crops with.
I shall take a scythe and a sledgehammer.
And just to point out, it's the long two-handed scythe, not the small sickle.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So it's pretty long. It's not heavy, but it's just a bit awkward. Sledgehammer is easy enough. It's heavy.
Yep. Trying to think if there's anything else that might be in here that's on this list. Any ball bearings?
Yeah.
I'm just yep. I shall take some.
There is a
so
bag of
what
200 ball bearings.
So
Make a perception check.
can we just take my passive of 18?
No. Make a perception check.
Ooh.
You're no longer in the storage area. The tools which you gathered were in the storage area, and in the front you were gathering the ball bearings, and you just hear ching 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 as loud clangs of metal as where you took the tools. You know when you move something and very slowly over like 10 minutes or so it slowly creeps and then finally gives and falls. You
Who the
hear
hell stacked this shop?
a large number of the tools fall and clang, and you kind of just like freeze for a second, look back, and you kind of realise what's happened. What are you doing?
I'm gonna use my wild shape to turn back into a spider with all my goods and fuck off underneath the door again.
As you're getting under the door, you hear shouts of "What's going on down here?" As you just get her under the door and you're gone.
I am going to skittle as far as I can probably get. How far would a spider travel in an hour? I imagine they get a bit of a distance.
Spiders are fairly nippy little bastards. Like, you could probably move like 20 feet around. And in an hour, you could cover some serious distance if you wanted.
Yeah, so if I can kind of just get outside of the town limits to the north, because I know this is kind of where we're headed next anyway, I think. This way on.
If you're going to Ossalanta, you're going to want to be taking this road here. North, if I'll quickly move you guys to the world map just so you can quickly see. Going north will take you to Grossenborg, whereas going northeast will take you to Strecklenburg and then to Ossalanta. It more or less depends on where your final goal is and what route you want to take.
Okie dokie, but I could reach kind of the city limits as
Oh,
a
yeah.
Scotland spider.
Oh yeah, very easily.
Yeah, so I'll reach the city limits as a Scotland spider. Find myself a nice little quietish place out of the way. That's, you know, kind of not instantly seeable, but I'd know kind of like if I see a distinctive tree or something, that I'm sure, ooh, that's a pretty tree.
Yeah,
Scuttle over.
something memorable.
Yeah, and kind of stack all of the stuff that I've taken from his just behind the tree,
Yeah.
cover it with like leaves and shit.
It's easy enough.
Twigs, leaves, everything, and then kind of
Make
head back into town and back to the.
a survival check to see how well you can disguise all the stuff you've buried. Because I'm imagining you've dug a slight hole, placed it, and then placed like branches and leaves on top. Okay. You're happy with your work. You feel that, yeah, no one should be able to find that.
Yep, and I can kind of wander back into town.
Mm-hmm. I will move the players
Head
back
up
once
towards
more.
the tavern.
Within this hour, would someone have come to say that they'd been robbed?
I don't even think it would have taken a full hour, but
No.
I said within this hour.
Well, it depends on how perceptive the dwarf is at realising things are missing, or if he just notices that everything just clanged and fell over. Because you've got to remember the man was probably half asleep in the middle of the night.
I
But
was just wondering if we'd heard about it.
if it was reported, you probably wouldn't hear about it being in the tavern. If you were outside and walking around, that's different, because you'd probably hear a guard responses if there was any.
But yeah, I shall head back to the tavern and be like, time to hit the hay then.
Okie dokie. So you make your way to your room, which is paid for up front, and head to bed for the night. Kilnar also does the same. Terry, Ranger.
I've got to say, I'll go make my spider web in the rafters again and go to sleep.
Yeah. After Alessandro finally finished cleaning out the last one you made.
Oh no, it's only made with like hemp rope. It's not actual like webbing.
Okay. I thought you were using Fang to make it.
No, it's just hemp rope. Like tied around banisters and things.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There is some wooden structure beams that you can tie from, which you'd use to make like a hammock essentially, which is what you've been doing. Terry?
So would you say like everybody else is kind of in bed at this point?
There are some late
I'm
people.
gonna go and cuddle down with Sprinkles.
Okie dokie. In the actual tavern itself, with Ranger asleep up in the rafters, there is probably a grand total of 3 people, including you, downstairs. One of which is the barman who's covering for Alessandro during the night. Another seems to be a grizzled old buddy sat in the corner, slowly sipping an ale.
Okay. So can I go upstairs
Mm-hmm.
and stand outside Big Al's room
Yeah.
and cast? One moment. Where you gone? Boop. Detect thoughts.
It specifies that you've got to be able to see the creature.
There's a bit further down where it says you can use it to see if there's anything within a 30 foot.
Yeah, a creature
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
see.
only. Yeah, to see the
Uh,
thoughts, you have to see them. To know there's thoughts around, it's the 30 foot.
Yeah.
Yep. It says you can use this spell to detect presence of thinking creatures you can't see. When you cast this spell as your action during this duration, you can search for the thoughts within 30 feet of you. This. Yeah. So once you detect the presence of a creature this way, you can read
yeah,
its
at the
thoughts for the
bottom.
rest of the duration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So I
seeing
can
the
do it from
bottom
outside.
paragraph.
Yeah. So I was trying to like lightly just like see out Big Al's surface thoughts.
Okay. You detect thoughts, and Alessandro's thoughts are completely blank at the moment. He is in a state of meditation, given that he is an elf, and while he's in bed and lying down, he's not asleep. And his mind is completely clear of all thoughts, as his body has gone into a state of slumber that elves are used to, not what you are used to. He's not dreaming, per se, he's just in a state of nothing.
Hopefully, dokey.
He's dead on the inside. Break his mind.
Well, I know that. Can I sense anybody else, like, in the surrounding rooms?
You can sense Ranger, who's give or take either directly under your feet or not far away. You could probably gather her surface thoughts. What would Ranger be very forefrontal thinking of, Sam, while asleep?
Spider armor. Literally, that has made a day.
So yeah,
Just picturing the Fang in different looking armor.
yeah. So you get a slideshow of Fang fashion showing in different leather armors and styles and colours.
Are we talking like calendar girl style here?
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah,
No,
you've
and
got-
just how all your armors look, just like the different styles of
and what
how
it is,
your
you've
guys
got,
has
you've
been
got
made.
Fang running, leaping, and attacking all in slow mo. She's kind of like imagining Fang moving around in like cool gothic style leather armor.
Yes.
So there's nobody else on this floor or the floor we're on.
I'm getting to it. I was
Okay,
just,
sorry.
it's alright. In the other rooms, in and around, you get a mixture of concern and worry thoughts of just the world at large from a lot of the other staff that are staying in the actual premises. A lot of them are worried about what if the undead attack, what if they come back, and this is shared across a lot of people. There are other forefrontal thoughts, but the thought of threat and worry is very prominent. There are some people that are concerned about money, the need of buying certain tools and foods and goods to cover their families and things like that. You don't know who these people are, so you really can't glean who they are more than that.
There's no secret homicidal maniacs, just for me.
Not within 30 feet or inside the penetrative range of your spell.
Much disappointment. Okay, so I'll just go back to our room and head to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast Mythical Hut just to keep me kind of safe.
Lehman's tiny hut.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to sleep for the evening, along with everyone else. You all wake up. Good night's rest. You may all mark a long rest. You all make your way downstairs. What are you doing?
Yo, got the rest of our shit, Alejandro.
Not to worry. I have but all of your items here as you requested. They're with Ethan, who is packing them to your mule. Ben,
Hello?
did you hear?
I did. I assume that I would have already seen this though, since I was like next to Sprinkles.
That's a good point, yeah.
I've got to say, I'm just untying all my rope and like tidying up to go.
What else were we waiting on?
It was more or less Alessandra was waiting on whether you was interested in doing the job or if you were doing something else and didn't want to.
No, I meant like what items were we waiting on? Just
I'll read out the items you've got. So you've got 6 bolts of leather, 2 two-man
Or is it
tents.
just that stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine then. It's already the stuff that like you already mentioned. That's fine then.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I thought you had another day to get some other bits.
No, essentially, he used a day to call in his favours, and then it was going to be delivered overnight or in the morning.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Ethan. Give Sprinkles a little bath for me before we go. She needs a little bit of a washing. Give it, sugar.
She's been washed every day, but yes, I will make sure she's washed once more. Not to worry, she's in good care with me. Is there anything else you need, Bargand? And this is Ethan.
No, I'll just wait for everyone else, I guess. Oh, it's so long in the mornings.
Sort of sliding down the banister, I'll just like go to the closest one to Bargain and slide down it to be next to him.
I'm sorry.
Morning! I mean when you come in. I guess you will.
Well, he did say he was waiting for the rest, so I'm assuming he's staying in the barn.
Yeah, I'm still hanging in the barn.
So yeah, he doesn't come into the main building.
Yeah, so I'll just literally come down and wait for the others in the tavern.
Terry and Kilnar at different points make their way down as well. Terry, you have a time where you're able to procure a piece of jewellery for yourself.
That was the earrings, weren't it?
A pair of 1-inch hanging teardrop amethyst earrings set in gold.
Ooh, I'm gonna pop those in like straight away, like because I can just make the holes in my ears like with my changing ability, so just like pop them in.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, you can do that, so that's no issue at all.
I'd be like, "What do you think, Al? Does that look good on?"
Splendid, dear. They look absolutely dashing. I say, the amethyst really does work with your complexion, so they are definitely better in your care than mine.
Oh, I'm sure you look fabulous in them too, babe.
Once upon a time I did, yes, but not now.
By the way, what is your favourite colour? In case I see something that looks a bit shiny to bring back for you.
He kind of just sniggers a little bit and goes, blue, dear. Blue.
But what kind of blue?
Darker the better.
Oh, he's a navy lad. Okay.
Yeah. Not
He's a
sky
navy
and
boy.
powder blues, but very deep, dark navy blues.
Sapphire blues.
Yeah. So,
Is it just jewellery you do? Or do you want like do you do like clothes in navy?
I'm sure you've got to know me well enough. I'm sure you'll find something that's of my fitting if you think it is.
Yeah, but normally you don't have them on, so I don't really know what colours you go for. I'll find you something that's fine.
Anything that works, dear.
I'll make it fit.
Brilliant. So yeah, all of you congregate. Bargand waits in the barn. Do you guys at some point go and find him and meet with him?
Sorry.
You okay,
Yeah.
Blake?
Yeah, just coughing.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna say I'd just follow Gary to the barn when he goes towards it.
Yeah. And you all eventually make your way around the back, where Bargand is checking over the goods that have been delivered, which are correct, if you take the time to look.
As doing a heck and trust of Ethan.
But it's more, do you trust Alessandro? Because it was him that gave them to Ethan to put on the cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did anyone bother accepting this job?
I'm gonna say I'll have a look over for the things that I asked for.
You got leather.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
I believe-
one of the things you asked for was leather, which is there.
That's the
Yeah.
only, that's the only thing you got.
Oh.
Where are we off to then?
Do you want me to pull the world map up for you guys to look at?
Did we accept the
Yeah.
job from Alexandra?
We're leaving tones that. Yeah. I'm saying yeah. We might not do it, but we're saying we're going to do it.
Yeah, we accepted the parcel.
I took the parcel. Doesn't mean it's going to get delivered.
No, we
It's
never
like
handed
DP.
you. Oh.
Uh,
Fuck off.
It's like them Amazon delivery guys where they just like chuck it by the bin by the back door and they just help you find it. Have I lost it?
Excuse me. So, are we accepting of the job or not? What is the plan, party? You have a whole world map in front of you. The reason why I'm giving it you so forefront is because all of you have been in and around this country long enough to know its rough layout.
I mean, we're going to head north anyway, so we could just attempt to take the letter and see what we can acquire along the way. And by acquire, I mean borrow,
Indefinitely.
without paying for, and with no urge to give back.
So borrow, you mean steal?
No, borrow sounds better. They mean the same, don't they?
Yeah.
It's where people give you things.
Brilliant. So, with the understanding and acceptance of the package, Alessandro gives you a small cloth-wrapped and tied bundle of paperwork in which he explains that it needs to be given to the barkeep in Ossalanta. Which, if I just double check the name, because I did write it down, but I can't remember where I wrote it down. Yeah, I will have to give you that off stream because I have had a full brain fart. I know I wrote the name of the barkeep down and the name of the tavern, but it's gone.
Let's go, Patrick.
Fucking Patrick.
I'm picking Patrick as his name.
I'm picking no.
You can't tell me what I can call him.
You can call him whatever you want, doesn't mean he's right.
But the barkeep in Ossalanta called Patrick. Okay. It's written in my notes, and now it's canon.
Okay. God damn it. But you are told that once delivered, he will pay you at the other end, as it's him that's been requesting these, so it's only right he's the one who pays the bill.
And the
Guys,
pay is?
I feel like this could end very badly, so let's do it.
The pay could be either coin or goods, as previous. One thing of important note to think about is the platinum mines, which are in Ossalanta. Just to the east of Ossalanta is a heavily guarded, almost fortress of a mine that is ran by Lord Jensen, whose manor is external from the town and on the cliffside, which you can see on the map, which was explained last episode. But there is a very wealthy mine that platinum, along with other materials, is sourced.
I forget, were we meant to go to that manor for some reason?
You guys wanted to, but there was no actual reason to. The carpenters mentioned, because you were asking questions, because the carpenters were going up to Ossalanta, who have already since left. and you asked them questions, and they mentioned about Lord Jensen.
That one, yeah.
Plus stealing, you know.
That's the one.
Cheerio then.
We shall. To the platinum mine. I mean, to Patrick.
But
And on the way
go.
out of town,
yeah,
I'll just make a little detour and go over and find my.
and then go back and take the other route out of town. You
And
go
I thought we were kind of going.
Go on.
I thought I bought them over this side.
You went north, direct north. You never changed it unless I didn't hear you say it.
Well, you said that we were going this way, so I was like, okay, we'll go that way.
I didn't hear you say that, but that's fine. It's
It's fine.
fine. No, we'll say
I'll
that
just
that's what
circle
happened.
round.
It's just I didn't hear you say that. But yeah, you guys prepare to leave town. It's going to be. Let me double check the. So it's 30. 6. No, that's 30. 45. It's gonna be about 3.5 days travel directly to Ossalanta. You have a stop off in the town of Strecklenburg.
What do we know about Stricklandburg?
Make a history check, please.
Ooh. I don't know what history is.
You don't know what Strecklenburg is. You like, huh? Where's that?
Is that a
Is
brand
it
of
a cake?
penguin?
But yeah, no. The name Strecklenburg has eluded you, and like you've had a complete brain fart. You are unsure.
It's the city where the penguins live. Woo!
There you go.
Can I make a history check as he's just randomly saying things?
Sure. Your homestead was typically to the south and southeastern parts of de Gron, particularly the forests. You're more comfortable in the forests around Selinka and near Crossredata. You have never ventured far enough to know of Strecklenburg. Well, you know of the town, you've heard passers-by mention it, but you don't know what it is. You just know it's a place. But
Can I try and
Go on.
try and convince Ranger that penguins live there?
you can try. What do you tell her?
Ranger. Strecklenburg is named after the penguins that live there. They're 6 foot tall. I have razor sharp flippers.
Insight check?
I'm
Do
not
I do
going
a
to bait.
persuade?
I'm not going to do an inside check because it's going to be more. How would you think Ranger would perceive Terry, and how gullible is she? Because otherwise, the bard will always win because they're skill monkeys.
I mean, my persuasion's like an 11, so...
Yeah, I know. Otherwise, you could convince everyone anything. Which is why usually in situations like this, it's more or less down to how the player thinks they would believe or disbelieve.
I don't believe she'd believe him, just because penguins with fangs and things, just not
Well,
really what she's seen.
You don't know what a
I didn't
penguin
say
is.
something.
And I've got to go a second, see you in 5 minutes. Second.
Okay. So yeah, Ranger just goes blank in the face and just goes AFK. But you have the package, you have what you need to do, you know the travel ahead of you. You don't know the town of Strecklenburg, unfortunately, but that's fine. You have a rough idea of Ossalanta, given you were told by the carpenters. I would put that as a good stopping point. So, if anyone...
Coronavirus!
Yeah. Blake's dying. Again. But I would put that as a nice natural stopping point for the party. And next week, your actual travel to Ossalanta will continue, with a stop off at possibly at Strecklenburg. We'll see how the party feels when they get there. How did everyone feel about that? Are we good?
Mhm.
Yep.
I can't wait to see the penguins.
Fucking penguins. Yeah, I'm off your tits.
Question for me Scythe Scythe.
Mm-hmm.
Stats?
It is...
There's nothing in the player's handbook.
Yeah.
The one I found on D&D Wiki.
I was going to say
is
1d10 slash...
2d4 heavy two-handed. Because it's a simple weapon.
Yeah, I'll go with that. So 2d4 plus strength.
Yeah. Heavy, two-handed. Reach?
Yeah, no, it definitely would have reach, because the whole point of this scythe is it's designed to be that you can do a sweeping cut and cut crops all in around you in an arc for them people to pick up and bundle.
Multi-hit! Hit two enemies or
But no, yeah, I would definitely say it's got a 5 foot reach.
cleave. 5 foot?
10 foot, yeah, 10 foot.
Yeah. Cool. I say, because if you put it on martial, I can't use it.
No, it is a simple weapon because it's a farm tool at the end of the day. I can't imagine a farm tool being a martial weapon by any means. But this is your intended route. Oh, actually, no, hang on, that's wrong. That is the route planned that you guys may or may not take. But I will end the stream there. This will be available on YouTube next week before the next episode, episode 14. For those watching, thank you. For everyone who followed, subbed, and all those other gubbins, cheers. See you later.
In a bit.
Peace.